now tuning into the CTC. I'm Charles Anthony, and this is Season 3, Episode 4 of Chatty Charles. Let's go. Thank you. Today's topics of discussion. Number 1, oh Minnesota, oh Minnesota. Number 2, you're black, but you're really white. Number 3, totally awesome TV. Number 4, tea time. Hold up, and we're gonna get started. Oh, Minnesota, why do you keep spilling blood? No one's a stranger to the event of the summer of 2020 when George Floyd was killed by, at the time, Officer Derek Chauvin, who is now in court for a murder trial. Chauvin faces multiple charges of second-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter for his actions of holding his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds back at Memorial Day last year, as the world watched in horror of another black, innocent man's life was taken by officer of the law without any victims or a threat to any of the officers' lives, or any of those officers. They used deadly force. Now, in week of the trial going on, after the death. This ex-cop now, by the name of Kim Porter, has been charged in the death of a young African-American male by the name of Dante Wright. Now, this Kim Porter, 48 years old, not too much, older than me, about 7 years older than me. She's being charged with second-degree manslaughter because of the fatal shooting of Dante Wright. Now, she was arrested on Wednesday morning and booked into Hennepin County Jail. Basically, what has happened is this kid was pulled over. He, I believe, had his girlfriend at the time, and he was pulled over. They had a warrant. There was a warrant out for him, but this lady officer, there was another officer at the time, another male officer, as they opened the door, and they tried to, detain him, and his hands got loose, and he tried to get back in the car. At that time, there was a male officer there and then a female officer. And at that point, a third officer had come around from the passenger side to the driver's side. So there's three officers. The lady reaches for what she claims was a taser, her taser gun, which is bright yellow. She reaches for her, air quotes, which is not a taser, her handgun, and shoots. She has shot Dante. So, with the trial going on for George Floyd against Derek Chauvin, you have Kim Porter, now ex-cop, shooting another unarmed black man in Venezuela, Minneapolis. This is like appalling. It's appalling. Now, apparently, when the incident happened, she states it was an accident. He basically pulled away from the officers, and then as he got back in the car, the officer trying to make physical control of Wright. Apparently, that's what they say. And then Potter said that she tased Wright, pulling out her Glock 9mm handgun with her right hand. And then she pointed at Wright, and then she tased him, according to the investigators. But Potter said taser, taser, taser. And then she pulled her trigger, which was on the handgun, firing around into the left side of Mr. Wright. After she shot him, he was screaming, he shot me. And then he got in the car. I mean, he was already in the car, but then he sped away. But then shortly he crashed into another car. An ambulance was called. Unfortunately, Mr. Wright was dead at the scene. But the gunshot wound was ruled to be the death of him. That's what the medical examiner had said in Hennepin County. And after firing the gun, I just shot him. Potter screamed. She said I shot him. See, most handguns are kept on the right side, and the tasers are kept on the left. So how do you mix up your taser and your handgun? I don't understand. If the taser is also bright yellow and it has a little black grip, it's in a straight down position. So you would have to use your left hand to get that taser out of its holster. So you went to use your entire right hand to get your gun, your pistol, out of your handgun out of your right holster. So what does that tell you? You know left is tase, right is spray. Like, I don't know. It's inconceivable what is happening. I just don't understand it. It's clear. Obviously, everyone's known. We said it. Systematic racism. Racism exists within our law enforcement, and it's not ending. And it's time to do something, people. And people are going to take a stand and do what they want to do the way they're going to do it. And you're not going to be able to stand down. This is the new world we're in. We can look for bipartisanship. We can try to come to understanding. We've been trying it for years. It hasn't worked. So now people are tired, and the sweat and the blood and the tears need to stop. So people are doing things the way they want to do them nowadays. So that's basically people taking action into their own hands and whatever they need to do to defend themselves. So I would do the same thing. Because this has gotten to be far, and you shouldn't have to be scared going out your house. We're given as African American males the talk, and the talk is given to us by our mothers and our fathers, and any strong African American a role model in someone's life. And it's that talk to tell that you are different and you will be perceived and look differently to other people in the world. That you need to be strong and hold on, even though you're going to be called names. You might be pushed, you might be shoved, you might spit on, you might hurt, you might see people exiled. But there comes to a point after generation and hundreds of years, people are going to start fighting back. Because you put your hands on me, I'm fighting back. So let's just get that clear. And not everyone's like me, but I'm a person that's a very soft-spoken, and I can be very passionate when I speak as well too, but I'm always looking for reason and understanding and peer counseling people. I did that when I was younger. I was a peer counselor, and I help people come to their differences. People like to lean on me and talk to me because they feel comfortable sharing, secrets or sharing their deepest feelings or whatever. I give sympathy, sympathy and empathy. That's my motto. Like, it'd be nice if the rest of the world could live like that, but the rest of the world can't be positive like everyone that I run with in my circle. We could have a world that existed like that with loving friends, but, there's still North Korea, so we gotta run with that, guys. So North Korea. So what do? Love thy neighbor? I don't know. So, right, Bailey's agrees with me. Yes, he does. Alright, guys. So, as Bailey over there putting his 2 cents in, we talked about Minnesota. Now, we're going to move on to topic number 2. Pocket 2. You're black, but you're really white. After this. Alright, so topic number 2, you're black, but you're really white. People are like, huh? What is he talking about? I don't understand. Well, let me fill you in and let me tell you what that means. So, I, all my life, still to this day at 41 years old, have gotten that since literally elementary school. Honestly, elementary school. Kids are very smart. Don't underestimate how smart kids can be in first grade. We're gonna get into those throughout this season. I promised you guys earlier. I don't know, one of these episodes earlier this season. This is number 4, so y'all figure it out. Go back and listen if you haven't. Catch up. And make sure you guys follow, share, subscribe. But anyway, back on topic. You're black, but you're really white. So I was just saying, all my life, I've been getting that. They're like, oh, you know what that means? It's not something cute. It's more like, oh, you get it, Charles. Oh, but you're black, but you're really white. What is that supposed to mean? Because I talk a certain way. Because I talk a certain way. Because I dress a certain way. Because I walk a certain way. Are you for real? Right? You're black, but you're really white. You know how insulting that is, and how many times I've been insulted saying that, and people don't even realize, or even blink, or even realize how insulting that is to say that, and how racist it is. So, if you say that to a person of color, don't say it again. Maybe apologize if you said it, and your friend of color realizes that, and or just let it be. Actually, just don't even bring it up. Don't say it. Don't ever say that because it's rude. First of all, being well educated is not a white thing. Okay, being well educated is a being well educated thing. Is a intellectual thing. It's about learning. It's about You know, it doesn't even have to be about what income you come from, what class. It doesn't matter what social standing, because some of the poorest people and some of the people come from the worst places end up being the smartest and brilliant minds and end up on top. That's all I have to say. So being educated and speaking a certain way is about the demographic from where you're from. It's not about being white or trying to seem or act white or like, that's so rude. Like, get with the program. Don't talk about that crap. Let's cut that out. That's one we are done with, right? We're gonna throw that one out, right? Take a time out on that, or we just gonna throw it out. We're gonna throw it out. Don't ever say you're black, but you're really white. Please don't say that, because you're gonna come out looking like a fool. Like, literally. It's like, think about country clubs. Country clubs used to keep people of color out. Some country clubs, but a lot of them still do today. I used to work at multiple country clubs. I frequent many country clubs. I've played golf at many country clubs. I've eaten at many country clubs. There are some diverse country clubs depending on your origin, where you are in the country. Or possibly where you may be in another country if you travel and play golf in other places. I'm not a pro golfer or anything like that, trust. I'm not that great at golf, but I enjoy the sport, enjoy playing. It's fun. I like things that are challenging, and I'm always up for competition. So, that's that. That doesn't mean that I'm white, or I'm black being really white. It's just me being black, liking things that I like, okay? Oh, that's a white thing. That's not a white thing. It's an anyone thing. Maybe, yes, there was white people that did it, and no one tried it because they just didn't. It doesn't mean it's a white thing. Someone can try it, and if they like it, then it's a thing. Things are things. But there are certain things that you need to stay in your lane, people, which you'll understand. There are certain things in culture, which when I say culture, I'm speaking of culture of people of color, because we're a lot more ethnic, and we have a lot more things that have been stereotyped, and a lot of things that have been playing out just racist. And as you can see what's going on in the world today, like the hate against Asians and Asian Americans, it's ridiculous. It's 2021, and just like literally like having White Lives Matter protests or like this white supremacy going on, but I don't want to talk about that because I'm having some fun fair today. I'm just stating facts, and I'm just talking and letting y'all know stupid shit don't do. Stupid shit don't do. Y'all want the truth? Well, I'm going to be your black friend. If you ain't never had a black friend, well, welcome to Chatty Charles. I'm your new black friend. You may not be able to sit with me face to face and talk to me, but you can hear me, and you can always find me on Instagram at The Real Charles Anthony. You can always check me out on Twitter at Chatty Charles. You can always find me on Facebook at Charles Anthony. So, yeah, reach out and touch, okay? Because we need to stop hating up in these streets. And you need to stop saying to your friends, you're black, but you're really white. Because you know what? You white, that don't make it right. You white, and I'm about to smack you right upside. You can answer the rest of that. Me trying to be funny. Yeah, that's what I do sometimes. It is spring, y'all. Are y'all feeling it? It's spring, and you have those moments when it's hot. Then you have those moments when it's cold. Then you have those moments when it's warm. It's hot, cold, warm, dry, wet. Like, weather doesn't want to make up its mind, but, you know, that's what they say. April showers bring May flowers. And I guess that's true. We're mid-April now. I'm so excited because I told you, oh, yeah, I know you're excited for me too, Billy. I'm going to see my family. Ooh, we're going to see the family. Rejoice and clap your hands if you've seen your family this spring and summer. Yeah, it's time for vacation. I feel like a vacation. Let's have some vacation music. Let's bounce, y'all. Ah, yes. Now that's my jam right there, y'all. That's my jam. So, literally, I've been watching some very good TV. Very, very good TV indeed, I must say. I love good TV programming. I'm all over the scale when it comes to TV, from sitcom to drama to suspense to sci-fi to romance. Like, I like it all. Oh, you know I'm a sucker, Bailey. He does. What's your favorite movie, guys? What gets you excited? What puts you in the mood? What makes you just like want to binge watch movies all day? Because I've been doing that a lot, just been chilling, even though this new variant, COVID-19 going around, it's like, what, the 100th one now? As I said, I'm fully vaccinated, so I'm good, but doesn't mean you still can't get it or give it to someone. Whatevs. I'm Moderna proof, so whatever that means. But yeah, I've been watching some totally awesome TV. And that's our topic number 3 today. Totally awesome TV. Let me get started by saying I've been watching Snowfall on FX. It is my show. Let me tell you, Franklin is a beast, y'all. He's a beast. So if y'all have never seen Snowfall, y'all gotta watch it. Like, it's now at season 5, season 4, season 5. I've been watching so many seasons, but I'm telling you right now, if you've never seen it, you can start with season 1 and actually play catch up. You got tons there to watch, so don't feel like, you're gonna watch a few and then, I can't wait till the next week, because you have plenty of seasons to catch up on, and it's getting good. It's hot. It's about how the crack wars went. I started up here in Los Angeles. It's got CIAs involved and illegal wars going on in different countries and how they're getting funded. It's some good shit, and it makes you think. Well, makes you think, but I already know. A bunch of us know. We're not stupid. This shit that really does happen in this country and other countries. We've had some shady precedents. Y'all know. I ain't gotta tell you. But yes, that's totally awesome TV if you haven't watched Snowfall FX. Now, let's get on to Amazon. Let's get on to that Prime shit. Let me tell y'all, them is disturbingly good. Very disturbing for both sides of the spectrum, white people and black people. And any other race watching, just disturbed as us too. Because black people, you're disturbed to see what the hell these white people doing up in this show. And then white people, you deserve to be like, because of how y'all acting, not y'all that I'm pointing at. Y'all that are listening, you know what I mean? Them in the show. The white people in the show, how they acting, y'all embarrassing them because you embarrassed, because you white, because you embarrassing them, as you should be. Let's just get that straight. Anyway, that's totally awesome TV. Like, literally, like, everyone's talking about that up on social media. Everyone's like, we get to episode 5. Oh, all I gotta say to y'all is bagging a baby. If you know what that means as you watch that show, that's, moment of silence for that. Happened of that. All right. Yeah, sorry, that took my breath away from me because I was replaying that scene in my head. It's some good TV, and to cheer it up, I still tune in on my ABC sitcoms. I love my Blackish. I love my Mixed-ish. I love my American Housewife. I love the Connors. I love the Connors. It's good. I do like to have my bounce of those shows because I like to laugh, like to cry, but when I want some suspense, y'all, I tune into my Big Sky. What's that? Big Sky. Big Sky shit. Now, they took a little break, because you know how all shows take a little break, you know, especially when they are in their first season, you know, they get that money, and they take a little break because they got some more episodes added on to the season. Now, they came back, and it's a little cray-cray weird. A little cray-cray weird, Big Sky now that they came back, definitely. But, what can you do? But I will still be a true devoted, devout watcher of that show because I love me some Big Old Sky, Big Sky. You guys gotta check it out. It's really good. So yeah, I watched my Big Sky. I would have to say another show that has been on forever, which I've started watching now for like the 20th time, watching the entire series from beginning to the end. And I love my Gossip Girl. Don't hate me. I said I love my Gossip Girl. Shout out to my Gossip Girl fans. Shout out to my Gossip Girl fans. Y'all know, can never get enough of S and B. Gossip Girl's my shit. Don't hate me. Don't hate me. And if you ain't never seen Gossip Girl, it's never too late to get it started. You can find it on HBO Max because they got all the good stuff, y'all. Yes, they do. Billy's telling me it's time. We gotta take a commercial break after this music. So this is Passive Aggressive, Loving Caliber. Yeah.
I know you think we're good together. Every time I see your happy face, I wanna tell you to just leave me alone. Ooh. Take a hint, don't be so selfish. I'm trying to make it easy, point you in the right direction, yeah. Could you stay away from me? 'Cause if you go to heaven, then I wanna go to hell. Think I would do well for myself. Because I'm way too passive aggressive for you, babe. I know that I can be too nice, but I won't be like you do, babe. You know I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about mistakes. It's not like you get a retake. I'll never feel like you do, babe. Even if I try to, even if I try to, even if I try to, I'll never feel like you do. Leave me alone and forget about me, 'cause I'll never feel like you do. No. Leave me alone and forget about me, 'cause I'll never feel like you do. Because I'm way too passive aggressive for you, babe. I know that I can be too nice, but I won't feel like you do, babe. You know I'm sorry, I shouldn't talk about mistakes. It's not like you get a retake. I'll never feel like you do, babe. Even if I try to, even if I try to, even if I try to, I'll never feel like you do.
I'm so in love with you. You got me down again. Hold up. I'm so in love with you. You got me down again.
Welcome back to Chatty Charles. I'm your host, Charles Anthony. And we're back and we are talking about topic number 4, which is tea time. And in tea time, I like to share, just a couple of little stories or what's up in the news lately. And this little brief story I'm going to share to you, this one actually hits home a little bit. Unfortunately, there's an event that occurred here in California, and this happens to be something that was done by an ex-coworker of mine that I used to work with about 7 to 8 years ago for a company called APCO in Pasadena, California. We worked in marketing, and what we did was direct marketing. And this person, at that time used to inspire many people in the company. She was a training manager, and she's very good at her job, very positive, always says don't give up, and always just helping people learn from their mistakes and how to make things better, and how to pick themselves up when they were down or having a bad day in marketing. Unfortunately, I have to report that Californian mom Liliana Carrillo took the life of 3 of her kids. Apparently, she says, to shield them from the dad. Right now, she is behind bars on a carjacking charge. So another charge. Actually, yes, she's not been charged with the death of her kids yet, but she is being charged on the carjacking. And her bail is set at $2 million because they feel that she might be a flight risk. So she's behind bars for a carjacking charge, not charges yet for the death of her 3 kids. Now, based on interviews, Liliana, who we used to call Lily back in the day, she's 30 years old, and she is the prime suspect. The father is not suspect. He was not even present at the time of the death of the 3 children last week. Apparently, Lily says that she was trying to protect these kids. She said that the father was abusive, apparently, and this is the only way to protect him, was to take their lives. Unfortunately, we know there are many other outlets and many other ways to protect children and to protect yourself in that type of situation, if that were the case, which we don't know because it's still under investigation. But she did give an interview. She gave an interview on KGET TV in Bakersfield. It was about a 30-minute interview, and in about 11 minutes, between 11 and 12 minutes, somewhere in there, she did start crying, and she did bust out in tears, talking about she loved her kids. She's saying stuff like she wished she didn't have to do what she had to do, just like wishing that was not the case, that she had to take their life. Like her saying, I love my kids. Like I said, I wish that this did not have to be the case. But I know they're not going to hurt anymore. That's all that matters to me, she added. Now, the father's name is Eric Denton, and he's from Porterville. But he hasn't been charged in connection with the case at all. Like I said, he has not been charged because he was not at the scene of the crime. And apparently she did this to protect these children from him, when there has been no reports of any foul play or any kind of harm that this man has abused his child, but that's still under investigation. He was very devastated after learning the death of his children, as any parent would be learning the death of their children, and especially learning the death of children came from the other parent of that child and those children. Like, it's ridiculous. That Saturday morning, I just remember getting a message on Messenger, and one of my friends saying, hey, this is your friend. She's on your Facebook page. Do you know her? And I was like, holy shit. And my mouth just dropped, and then immediately everyone from the company that we used to work for years ago, we all started a group chain. We're just chatting like, oh my God, we can't believe this is going on. We can't believe this. Now, at first, we thought that because reports were coming out that she slayed the kids and they were stabbed to death. But apparently that's not the case. Now the investigations have began, and they've looked into what happened that Saturday morning. It's come to conclusion that she drowned them. Now, she actually told reporters that the reason why she drowned them, to shield her children from Eric Denton, was an alleged sex trafficking ring. Now, she said she didn't want their father to abuse them, and she promised them that when they were born, that she would always protect them, and she always saw this happening, and she knew this was going to happen, and she knew that if she didn't do this, that it would continue to happen to her children. Now, she didn't get arrested for the death of the children. As I said, she got arrested for a carjacking, which she pleaded not guilty to, so I don't understand that at all. So that's really odd. I guess they're looking more into the investigation before they can give her the charges of the death of her 3 children. She had 3 kids, one by the name of Joanna, who was 3 years old, Terry, 2 years old, and Sierra, 5 months old. And what she claims is that she took their lives softly, as she drowned them. She says, I hugged them and kissed them, and I was apologizing the whole time. I love my kids. I love my kids. Now, we are finding that apparently Lily had suffered from a lot of depression, anxiety, and in a lot of cases with women, they can have post-traumatic stress disorder after having children. But she was never medicated. Lily never ever getting any kind of medication. I guess she was never going to the doctors. No one ever assessed her. But at the time of the children's death, she had not been on any medication, and she had stated that she had even stopped smoking marijuana back in February. As she said that she wished my kids were alive, and did she wish that she didn't have to kill them? Yes, but she preferred them not to be, abused and tortured anymore for the rest of their lives. And she states that she knows what she did. She actually knows what she did, and she knows that it was horrible, and she hates herself for doing it. But she had to do it apparently because they were continuously being tortured and abused. So, as I said, this is still under investigation. So I will keep you informed and updated what's going on with that. I'd like to send love and praise out to the family. I'd like to send praise and love to Eric Denton, the father of the 3 children. May they rest in peace. It's unfortunate. You never know what someone might be going through, or you never know the signs, but it's very important to listen to people, to let people know that you're there for them. If you need help, there are many places you can go. You can go to church, go to a neighbor, talk to someone, anyone. Pick up the phone, call someone. Please, let's help one another. Let's help one another, people, in a loving, loving world. We can get through these hard days. I know it's hard, everyone. We're all going through it, not just people one-on-one, but the entire world is going through something that we've never experienced in, at least my generation and, my parents' generation. And all we can do is just hold on to one another. And pray, guys. Just pray. Take a little music break here. Here's Strike a Pose by NBHD. Nick featuring Vicky Vox.
She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your 2-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work. Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my 2-step, my little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work. Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
Do your dance, girl. Do your dance, girl. Is it me and you, or is you with your friends, girl? Is it you and them, or is we making plans, girl? Double up the coupe size, here's the bands, girl. She a 10, better tell her strike a pose. She don't switch positions and she plays the role. Hit up the salon, she gets the nails and toes. Hair done, neck, wrist, hands froze. She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your 2-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work. Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my 2-step, my little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work. Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
Strike a pose, girl. Strike a pose, girl. I could spend it on you, freeze you up, you cold, girl. Put you in positions, curling up your toes, girl. Even when I'm gone, I only want you close, girl. If I win, she win. We count the meals together. If it's real, it's real. This'll be forever. If it's hot or cold, get through any weather. If it's all I know, together we're better. She pull up, hop out, then she swerve. Do your 2-step, your little catwalk, make it work. Make it work, Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose, make it work. Jill dance, make it work. Strike a pose.
I pull up, hop out, then I swerve. Do my 2-step, my little catwalk, make it work. make it work, do your dance, make it work, track a pause, make it work, do your dance, make it work, track a pause.
That was Strike a Pose, NBHD, Nick featuring Vicky Fox. Alright, let's move on in tea time. Now, I told you guys that sometimes I'm going to be sharing personal experiences that I've had in the 41 years of my life. Now, I am from Howard County, Maryland. I'm not sure if you know that place, you don't know that place, you know that place. Anyway, Howard County, Maryland. It is a suburb. Yes, it is a suburb that is about 47% white, 24% African American, 14% Asian, and so on and so on. So you guys get the demographics of where I'm talking about. And, I live there. I live in California now in Los Angeles, but I've been here about 18 years. But growing up in Maryland in the 80s, so you can imagine, obviously we were at the point of integrated schools. But there are things that, being older and seeing things that come to light and experiences being African American, that I like to share because, you didn't speak of those things when I was younger. Not that it was out of place to say, it's just I have a platform to do it now, and it's just, it's more of learning and teaching when I tell my stories of the past. It's more of knowledge that I'm trying to shed and give light to people so they can have some kind of understanding as to where I come from, who I am, and in comparison to me, like many other African American males who grew up in a similar state as I did. So I got it on both sides. I got it on the white side and I got it on the black side, because I had on the black side, I had friends that saw me differently just because of the neighborhood I lived in, that I came from a family that was a little more well off, and automatically that put me in a whole different class to them. Now, these are my people who were putting me in a different class, making me different, not just because of being black, because they're my people, but because of being black and the neighborhood I came from. So coming from the more upper class area. So there was perceptions of that, and, that kind of goes into you're black, but you're really white, which, black people don't say that to people. White people say that to black people. But you see how that goes hand in hand, guys. So that experience, for me growing up as a kid, to be honest, I remember being as young as in elementary school. And I remember all the comments, still to this day at 41 years old, that have ever my entire life been said to me. I remember one of my first experiences in elementary school, questions. Like, kids don't know any better, but it does make you, think, where do they get this shit from? So they learn it in the house, so I guess, they see the shit and hear the shit from their parents. Yeah, so that pretty much. I remember being called Cotton Ball at one point. Yeah. First of all, don't say nothing to nobody, Cotton, that's black. Because that's the history. Now, the reference was not being said to me as in, you pick cotton, because obviously at that young age, I don't think their brain had the knowledge of, slavery and all that. Unlike me in first grade, because black children learn stuff a lot earlier in life than white children, because we have to study a lot more and be aware of everything around us and our surroundings to protect ourselves. So being called Cotton Ball was in reference to my hair being a different texture. So, Cotton Ball. And then people want to touch your hair. Okay, that's one thing. Black people don't want your hands up in our hair. It is very expensive to do black hair because we need products. Lots of products. And we don't want your hands in our hair after we took the time to do it. Don't take our hats off. When we have a hat on, we have a hat on for a reason, because you want to wear a hat that day or we don't want to do our hair that day, just like any other person, or if you want to rock a hat. But that does not give you permission to put your hands on our hair or to take off our hat. Stay away from the hair and the face. Just like a drag queen says, don't touch my wig. Don't fucking touch my wig, and don't touch my fucking face. So, like, hearing stuff like that at a young age, I was prepared for it because my parents had taught me the lessons of being African American in this country. So it wasn't anything that I couldn't stomach. As far as, like, conforming, I never was the kind of person that followed. I was never someone who's going to conform, because I like to do my own thing. I like to set my own pace, my own goals, my own eyes have sight of what I want, what I need, and I don't let anyone get in the way of what I want and what I need. So I was a leader, not a follower. Just because I had a very strong personality and I was very educated and well-knowledged at a very young age, that was very intimidating to a lot of teachers. And a lot of teachers saw that as a threat and tried to use that against me. Does that sound familiar to anyone in the school system? So, the threat that I did not cause, but the threat that was taken as offense to some of these teachers, because I was a strong-minded, well-spoken, educated, young, black African-American male, made them have their own vengeance, which is racism. So, my parents fought hard for me to protect all their children, to make sure we got a good education, even though we have corrupt teachers. Not all teachers are bad, just like not all cops are bad. But you see how systematic racism just still exists in every aspect, even in our educational system. I mean, they don't even teach correct African American history. They don't put anything in there about white history. Educators get woke. So, growing up and hearing the comic Cotton Ball. So what did I do? I remember after hearing that comment, I said, you know what? I'm going to show you Cotton Ball. This Cotton Ball is going to be the most popular, brightest, cutest, sexiest, handsome, outstanding, gifted, and talented African American male that you ain't never seen before. And that day, I was like, you think you met me? You ain't met nobody yet, but you're about to meet the real Charles Anthony Mitchell, baby. And from there, I accelerated. I let nothing get in my way. Went out to do every activity, get involved in every school project, every school play, every way I can get my hands on experience, from elementary, middle to high school, because I wasn't letting anyone slow me down. I even recall, because a teacher had said that I was talking class and I was disrupting the class, and I was being the one disruptive. When it wasn't even me speaking, I was minding my own business, doing my work in class. And this is a very young age. I remember this, 3rd grade. And clearly it was the 2 boys, who happened to be my friends, talking behind me. 2 white boys. But I get blamed. When in no shape or form was I even speaking when I was doing my assignment. You know what I used to do? And used to say to my teachers, no. I'm taking myself to the office, so don't even pick up that phone or write a note, act like you sent me to the office, because I'm sending myself to the office because I saw and I knew what was injustice and what was wrong and what my teachers were doing, and I would not stand for it. I was good friends with my principal and my vice principal. I worked up in the front office in elementary, middle, and high school. Now, these stupid teachers and some of these educators in Howard County didn't even realize I have a mother in Montgomery County, and she's got eyes, and she's got a higher pay grade than you teachers, and she don't play. So she looks out for her children. And don't come for me, because we got people at the Board of Education, some strong African American women and some strong African American men. So don't come for me. Did they come? They tried. Did they succeed? No. They didn't tear me down because here I am. Let me tell you. Experiences I've had, and I've never really, like, I don't think I ever talked about this with any of my white friends. I think it was, you always discuss stuff with your black friends. So, they know. You don't even have, they see it because they're part of the struggle. They see what goes on in these schools, and, they're part of it. We're victims to it every day of our lives, and it's ridiculous. But, it's a foundation for us to step and achieve higher things. People want to bash African Americans and say people are lazy and all that stuff. How dare you? Like, we're sitting here fighting and taking the crap that you've been giving us for 400 plus years. So let's not go there. Let's not go there. I've had teachers try to keep me from being a safety. A safety? You're going to tell a fifth grader in elementary school he can't be a safety because I talked back to you? Well, let me ask you something, Teach. What is your definition of talking back? You asking me a question and me responding intelligently or like an adult? That's talking back because I can speak at the same level as you? That's talking back now? Good to know. I'm going to school in one of the richest counties in the country and best place for education. Like, education in public schools in Howard County are better than private schools people pay for the kids to go to in California. Because I would never send my kid to a school in Los Angeles, a public school. Hell no. So what do you expect, Teach? I'm talking back. But this child over here can curse all through class, blow spitballs, flick pencils, pencil fight. You remember that? Y'all remember pencil fighting? I'll flick the pencils, try to make the pencils. Anyways, do all the craziest shit. And nothing happens to that white kid. Not one word, not one phone call. You know what, Teachers? Guess what? Because I got tired of your shit and my parents got tired of your shit, you called my house times in elementary and middle school. Guess who answered the phone? It was me. Mitchell's residence. Yes. You thought I was my mom. Yeah, because we got tired of the calls. Calling us for what? For what? My parents work all day. When I come home, relax. Don't need you calling the house over some bullshit. Because I, can't see my air quotes, talked back. Well, guess what, Teachers? I'm talking back now. Watch out. And that's just elementary school. That's just elementary school, y'all. Lord. I'm flip the script on you when I get to middle school. Huh. Here's a clue. Went to 2 middle schools. 2 middle schools. Yes. Switched middle schools. After 6th grade? Why do you think that was, guys? Why do you think me, myself, Charles Anthony had to switch middle schools? Literally, probably, it had to be like, maybe like a month and a half into school. Crazy, right? I don't know. We'll talk about it some more. Right after Gas Money by Xavier Rasson.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hater plotting my elimination. Gotta go to Google for the information. I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably dollar sign. Got the energy to win it, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a what you rapping, you been a fake. I'm everything that they ain't, it can't be, it won't be. Wanna see me fall, I can't go, I won't leave. Coming from the block with plain clothes and police. Straight up to the top with bankrolls and rollies. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, 12 can't really stop, so I'm still pushing like a mosh pit. Ice dripping, think I'm hot. In the yellow bucket with the mop stick. I've been jugging jams like wholesale. Everything must go sell. Hitting with the old well, need 100 milli on the low scale. On my worst night, I'm the best. Wouldn't mess with you, couldn't cap to him. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Got 5 on it.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, y'all, 7th grade, let's talk about why I had to switch to middle schools. So, 6th grade was great. Went to an awesome middle school right next to the elementary school, which was Northfield. And then I went to Dunlogan Middle School. I was in 6th grade. We were overcrowded, so there was tons and tons of kids from our neighborhood, Dorsey Surge, Burley Manor, just kids everywhere, all jam-packed into school. It's only supposed to hold about, I think, maybe like 2,000. There's like 3,000 to 4,000 kids at that school. Anyways, yeah, a teacher in 7th grade said that I grabbed her. First of all, I did not grab her. I tapped her on the shoulder, asked her if I could take my test. She what? Kicked me out of class for talking. When it wasn't me talking, it was 2 kids talking behind me. So I studied my black ass off for that test and was prepared to take it. My father made me study for it all night. Got kicked out of class. Teacher said I grabbed her. They tried to hold me after school. And I said, oh, no. I'm on student government, and I know the student bylaws, and you have not contacted my parents, so we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. When that bell rings, my parents and I will be here. Be prepared, because we will be having a parent-principal conference. We're going to get more into that story, because it gets real good, y'all. Real good. That's going to be on the next show for Tea Time. So, to wrap up today's show, oh, Minnesota, you're black, but you're really white. The Totally Awesome TV and my Tea Time. Minnesota, cut it out. You're black, but you're really white. White people, stop saying that to your black friends. It ain't cool. It's racist. Totally Awesome TV. Check out those shows I talked about earlier. Check out Snowfall FX. Yes, check that out. Make sure you guys are watching them on Prime. It's a great show. You know, I love my ABC Classic shows. Check out all those shows and take some knowledge. Learn something from my Tea Time today. And I'll catch you guys on the next show. You guys are always great. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Chatty Charles. You've been great.